Hey, what is up guys, my name is Dave Cat and welcome to our little cabin here on the Viking Line ship. We're actually heading to Åland for Midsummer. Happy Midsummer, by the way. I'm hoping this will come out for the Midsummer weekend, so happy Midsummer. And of course, as soon as I mention Midsummer, it starts peeing with rain outside. Welcome to Finland, I guess. Anyway, there was going to be a different video uploaded today, but I've had some news and I just had to tell you guys about it. I had to tell my internet family because this is pretty substantial news, pretty big news for me, and I just wanted to tell you as soon as possible, so here we go. So maybe as you have already gathered by the title of this video, I've had my residency in Finland approved, and this is such a huge deal for me for quite a few reasons actually. So today I'm going to go through a little bit about the process that I've been through over the last, let's say, 3 months or so, and give you a little bit of information about all that kind of stuff. Because a couple of weeks ago I was talking to my buddy Eetu from Ed Speaks on his podcast, and we talked a little bit about the process of a foreigner coming to Finland and what you have to go through, the hoops you have to jump through in order to live here legally. And he said that it was quite an interesting thing to hear about, so here's the video. This one's for you, Eetu. And now I've got the green approved stamp on my application. I feel like I can talk about it a little bit better now that the process is finished. Now, hopefully. So as you guys may already know, we moved from England to Finland about 3 months ago, and it was always my intention to get some kind of residency here in Finland, just because I was gonna start a business, and you know, to be able to work in Finland you need to have all that paperwork done. So basically, as soon as we got settled when we moved here, I started the application process because I knew it could take a while. All the forums I read and all the information pages that I saw said that it can take about 3-4 months, maybe even longer, for the application to be read and for, you know, all the kind of cogs to start turning. So I thought, right, gonna get on this straight away. I'm gonna register my business, get a bank account, you know, just feel like everything is kind of moving. And that's kind of when I started hitting brick wall after brick wall after brick wall. I managed to start the application. There's a really good website and like online application where you go to a website called Enter Finland and you kind of do your application there. It's all good. And once your application's done, you'll get an appointment and you go to the immigration office with your passport and say, yes, this is me, I've applied, let's do this thing. That part was easy. That was good. But after that was when I started feeling like I was in this vicious circle. Everything else that I was hoping to apply for, everything else that I wanted to get, it seemed as though each other branch of the government needed something from another branch of the government, and I couldn't do this one without getting something from this one, and I couldn't get this thing without getting something from this thing. So it was quite painful. But in the end, we managed to figure out that I could get a temporary social security number, and that I could also start registering my business here in Finland, which then kind of activated all the other stuff along the way. By the way, I understand that this is very confusing. If you're confused right now and I'm kind of explaining this in layman's terms, imagine how it is for someone trying to do it and you're reading all this like jargon on websites and on forums and stuff, and it's like, it's really hard to sift through the bullshit and get to the, yeah, just tell me what do you want?
Damn it, what do you want?
But anyway, it took around about a month and a half before I had a social security number. I had a bank account, which I couldn't do before I got my social security number. I started registering my toiminimi, my business here in Finland as well. And then it was just playing the waiting game, and this is where it gets really stressful. So again, as hopefully you guys know already, Kat and I will be getting married here in Finland in July, which is next month. Oh my god, wow. And now is kind of the time where we started sorting out the marriage licenses, all the kind of legal governmenty type stuff, which is fine. Plenty of time in theory. But one thing that you need in Finland before you get married is a civil status certificate, which basically says that you're not married to anyone else, you're free to marry. So I thought, fine, no problem. I'll just get an appointment at the embassy, go there and just be like, yo, Dave Cad, not married, let's do this. Ha! No, not quite as simple as that apparently. But anyway, I make an appointment with the embassy. I go over there, I have my birth certificate, which I had to get from England. I had to have my brother bring it when he visited a couple of weeks ago. That was one stressful thing. I was like, I don't have my birth certificate. Who carries their birth certificate? Yeah, it's in my back pocket. You need a proof of address, no problem. Got a letter from my new bank, cha-ching. And you also need proof of residency. That's where we get a slight hiccup here, because on my application I still had the little box that was saying pending, application pending. But I went over to the embassy anyway with all my other documents and a piece of paper from the tax office which was stamped saying that I had a social security number, but under my municipality it said no municipality. And cut a long story short, that wasn't enough. They were like, computer says no, sorry. So I got turned away from getting my civil status certificate, and they just said, yeah, soz, can't do anything until you get that decision, that green stamp. And by the way, this is like a few days ago as of recording this, so it's still pretty fresh, the disappointment. Because after that we were like, okay, are we gonna have to postpone the wedding? Are we gonna have to just not have an official thing, like we'll have a party and just be like, sorry, we're not actually getting married today, all my friends are coming over from the UK, sorry, but you know, we're just gonna have a party, which would have been fine, we would have had a nice day. But I mean, there's something about having a wedding where it's probably quite good if you actually get married. So yeah, as of a few days ago, Kat and I were kind of preparing to have a wedding without getting married, which sucked. But my application at this point was about 3 months old, so I was thinking any day this could come through, you know, I could log on and just be like, decision done, you know, go get married, happy days. But we couldn't let fate decide this, and we had to do everything that we could in order to get married that day. So last week I was just calling up the immigration office like, hey, I really need this decision, like yesterday. I'm getting married next month, you know, I need this certificate, blah 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 blah. And to their credit, the immigration office people are very, very knowledgeable and, you know, very helpful. Except what she said at the time was less than encouraging. The lady I was on the phone with said, I'm going to give you the general email address for the immigration office, send an email there and just be like, getting married next month, help. I felt like that was like sending an email to info@anybusiness.com. You'll go into some inbox somewhere and maybe someone will go through it once a year, or just right click, erase all. But I emailed that email address and lo and behold, within the same day I got an email back saying, Dave, we got you covered, we're gonna push through your application, we're gonna get you to that altar. I'm paraphrasing, actually I'm not even paraphrasing, I made that up completely. But the lovely lady over there at the immigration office called Sari said that she's going to push through the application so we can get the ball rolling and hopefully get the decision in time to be able to get the certificate in time to be able to get the marriage license in time. And so cut a long story short, we had to then provide information and proof about our relationship, Kat and I. So we had to find Kat's university certificates, we had to find our tenancy agreement from when we were in London, her pay slips and kind of, yeah, all this stuff, which I would have no idea where any of that stuff is, but Kat was just like, yeah, I've got that, no problem. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is just one of the reasons why I am marrying Kat. So we scan all the stuff, we're frantically like just trying to get this done before the midsummer, and by the way, this was on Thursday before midsummer, all this was being done. But we get it sent off, and even within half an hour, my application had been moved from pending with supplements to decision ready, approved. So that's basically the story, all about how my life got twisted upside down. That is basically the story of my application to become a resident in Finland, kind of. The term is actually EU resident in Finland, or something along those lines. So that's too much of a mouthful. I'm just gonna say Finnish resident. And that feels good, you know, actually officially being in Finland, living in Finland now. Because we've been here for 3 months and it's home now. This is home. And now to be able to say that, you know, the government knows I'm here and it's official, it feels really nice actually. So the next step is to print off the certificate somewhere on Åland, and I've got another appointment at the embassy on Monday as soon as we get back, and then we'll be able to start this whole marriage license process. So 2 thumbs up. And I do have to give credit to the immigration service who took pity on us, and I think, you know, they do take these urgent situations into consideration, and I really couldn't have asked for more from them. So yeah, there is that to be said. But anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know about the green tick, my approved stamp, and also tell you the wedding will be going ahead as planned. So get your tissues at the ready for the Cat and Cad official wedding video, which will be an emotions fest, I think. That video, by the way, will be coming onto my YouTube channel once it's done. It'll probably take a few months after the wedding, but you know, eventually it'll come onto this channel. But anyway, that is about it. Thanks so much for listening to me. It feels good to kind of verbalize this. So it's been therapeutic for me as well to get this off my chest. But guys, I hope you have an incredible midsummer, or Juhannus, or Midsommar, however you say it. I hope it's really, really fun and you have a good time. Like I said, Kat and I will be spending the whole midsummer weekend here on Åland, but there will be a video about that coming next week, so keep an eye out for that. But anyway, with all that said, guys, thank you so much. Leave a like on this video if you're psyched for me, because I'm a Finnish resident now. If you're new over here, new to my face, you can click that bright red shiny subscribe button, and you know what that does. Yeah, I guess I'll check you guys next week. See ya.